Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Wayfarer Ways. This will be video 3 of our series. And if you missed videos 1 and 2, then down below in the description area, I'll leave a link to that so you can reference that. But I want to start this off by asking you a question. Do you ever come to that point in your life where you're at a crossroads of decision and one leads down towards security and familiarity and comfort, and the other road is a road of adventure and uncertainty, but definitely where growth happens? Well, I think all of us go through that, and I've been going through that recently, and so that's what this video is going to be about today. Now, when I first came here to Colorado Springs, I was in what you would call the wanting stage. I wanted to go back out there to Southeast Asia, and I used to sit there and think and wonder, when is this going to happen? How is this going to happen? How am I going to make this dream a reality, really? And that's what the wanting stage is. It's living in the dream. It's living in the what if and the possibility of things. And there's safety in that. But what happened was, after I decided that I was going to go back out to Southeast Asia, I shifted from a wanting and into a reality. And when that happened, your mind goes into a different place. It's left the security of the dreaming and of the desire, and it's now gone into the reality of the action, the implementation of action. The like, for instance, what I talked about in the last video of deciding, what am I going to get rid of? I got to sell this. I got to sell my car. You go into that reality aspect of it, and that is where you start coming into that different mindset that you didn't really have in the wanting. Now you're in the reality mindset. And in that mindset, you come to those crossroads of the adventure, yes, or the safety and comfort. Now I have to define what these two choices mean to me. This path right here is the familiar path, and that's San Francisco. This path right here is the uncertainty part, and that is Southeast Asia. But even though I have decided that I'm going to go to Southeast Asia, that I'm going to Cambodia, that I have bought my plane ticket, still, some days I struggle on this. Some days I'm leaning towards safety, and some days I'm leaning towards the adventure part. And it makes you realize how hard it is to make these decisions in our lives sometimes about the choice of safety and comfort or the choice of growth and kind of confronting yourself too. And well, I think that's just part of the human experience. I think that's just universal for all of us when we're making these big life decisions. So I want to talk about that a little bit more with you here. There's a part of our brain that wants to keep us alive, that wants to protect us, that wants to not allow us to put ourselves into risk or into dangerous situations. And that part of the brain has been with us for a very, very long time. It's in our DNA, it's in all of us. And it comes from the fact that thousands of years ago, when we were living out in the wilds more and we had to protect ourselves against animals and the elements and other human beings, that part of the brain was very much alive to keep us safe and secure from everything that was outside of us that was a threat, or even a potential threat. And that part of the brain is still with us to this day. Now, for myself, that part of my brain is pointing me towards the familiar, which is San Francisco. Now, San Francisco is a place where I lived for many, many years a while ago, and I really do love that city. I have family there, I have friends there, I know it very well. It's a very comfortable place for me to be, and I could easily go there and rebuild my life. I could get an apartment, get a job, and reconnect with everybody and everything there, and there's nothing wrong with that, and that would be really a beautiful thing. It really would be a beautiful thing. And there is a part of me that does want to do that. It does want me to go there and do everything that I just explained. And it would be nice to go there and be in that comfortable surroundings again and be safe and secure. But the question is, what is my spirit and my soul really telling me to do? And then there's that other part of the brain, that real inner voice, that conscience part of you, that part of you that doesn't care about comfort or security, but cares about the truth. That part of you that wants to let you know deep down how you're meant to live your life. And for me, that part of my brain, that inner voice, has been whispering for me for a long time now to go back out to Southeast Asia. And the thing is this, that part of the brain has been with me for a long time. Even before I went to Southeast Asia, that part of the brain of me that was telling me to go live an international life has been with me for a very long time. Even before I got sober, when I was in the depths and the darkness of my drinking and those really bad days of my drinking, because alcohol, drunkenness, alcoholism, period, it suppresses your soul. It really just brings you down. But even when I was going through all of that, that voice always rose to the top and always told me that the life I'm meant to be leading is a life of going out there and living an international life in terms of traveling and adventure and seeing what is out there, what is happening in this world. And because I've always had that voice, and because it always rises to the top, I have to pay attention to it. I need to pay attention to it. And yes, as I told you, I've been struggling with listening to that voice that takes me down that familiar path of going to San Francisco. And I cannot I cannot not listen to this voice that's telling me to go overseas, to go to San Francisco. I just would not be living an authentic life if I did that. I wouldn't be, and I would just not be a happy person at the end of the day. I would constantly be thinking, what if I've gone overseas? Now, it's a war definitely between these two thoughts, the safety, security, and the uncertainty of Southeast Asia. But that true inner voice, even the voice that whispered above all the drunken madness of my life, I have to listen to it. I have to listen to it. Because if I don't, then I'll be going against something far deeper than fear and hesitation. I'll be going against my soul. And I know it's not an easy path, but it is the path that aligns to my spirit and that is pulling me forward. And it's asking me to trust in the process and to trust in myself and to trust in the journey. And that's what I'm going to do. And so that leads me to this. Here I am in Colorado a couple of days before I leave on my road trip to go to San Francisco. And even though I know everything that I told you about in this video, I still feel the pull of the safe path, the familiar path. And I just have to accept it. There's nothing I can do about that. It's a part of our brain that's in our DNA. It's been around for thousands of years. I'm not just going to get rid of it. In fact, the other morning, about 3 mornings ago, I woke up and the first thoughts that came into my mind from that part of the brain was, Mike, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Just use that little money that you saved and go to San Francisco and start a new life there. Just do that. That'll be fine. And that stayed with me for about the first 10 minutes while I got coffee and everything. And then I sat down at the computer and I started working on the videos for this channel. And then this part of the brain, the part of the brain for adventure, for growth, that part of my brain of Southeast Asia started coming back and said, nah, Mike, this is what we're doing. We're going to Cambodia, man. This is what you are meant to be doing. So it doesn't end. That struggle will probably be with me until I get on the plane to Cambodia. But as I said, I just have to accept it. It's just the way it is. But this is all just part of being a human being. This is part of the human experience. When we are making these big decisions like this, the brain is going to kick into action and give you these two choices. And yes, the familiar part is fine. You can have a good life doing all that, without a doubt. But if you really want to kind of live your life and fulfill your dream in the way that you truly wish you, then this is the path you need to go down. This is the way that you need to go. And when you go down this path, the whole world opens up for you, and the possibilities are truly endless. Well, that's our video for today, and thank you for watching. Do me a favor and comment down below. Let me know about difficult life-changing decisions that you have to make and how difficult that can be and what you did about them. I'd really like to hear about that. But in the meantime, if you'd like to help support the channel, there are ways that you can do so down below in the description area. And in the meantime, click on this link and it'll take you right there to continue our journey of going from here, Colorado, to Cambodia. I really appreciate you watching this video and thank you for stopping by, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.